And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, that cagey outlaw to the north, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases. And speaking of the north, I was up there in Minnesota this week. Canada, Todd? I knew you were going to say that. He said I was in Canada. I was in Minnesota. More on that in the videos, of course. But a couple of different toy hunt videos to come from that. And a trip to Mint in Box Toys up there. I did a special, I guess a vlog we'll call it, of that store. So a lot to come on the channel from my Minnesota adventure this week. But man, it was cold up there. I'm not ready for this winter. But here we are. We're in the thick of it right now. We're dialing in, getting closer and closer to Christmas, which means a lot going on this very YouTube channel. Of course, I guess we'll get to it right now. Patreon, of course, we got the Patreon giveaway for the month of December. It is over here. It is Hacksaw. It is Jim. It is Duggan. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Big Rubber Guy is the giveaway on Patreon for the month of December. December is the time to get in on the Patreon. This is the time of the year to dive into the Patreon. I got my toy room tour up there early for everybody. It's been up there for about a week at this point. Big toy room tour, probably about a 45-minute video or so. Check out that video. It will be on traditional YouTube eventually, but Patreon gets everything early. You're also getting all the top 5, top 10s on top of all the monthly Q&A bonuses, the giveaways, of course, all the glamour shots, early access to both YouTube channel videos. It's going on Patreon every single day. So check it out. 'Tis the season, of course. A lot going on Patreon, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the giveaway for the month of December. As I said, a very, very busy week this week. You know, I got my book out there. Don't forget about my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars series. Almost 700 pages of my entire collection, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle. Hardcover, very expensive at Barnes & Noble. We've been through this whole rigmarole. But Amazon, I liked it when you were selling it under cost. Now I think they've raised this to like $98 or something like that. But it costs $68 just to make one of these books. But it is available. The perfect Christmas present, of course. Right there, it is a complete guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars by yours truly. And then, of course, don't forget next year, gotta get a deal. My life story here in book form. Going to be good reading. You've seen my dad reading this on the channel. There's a lot to go on with this book here, but we got to get a deal every single day, from action figures to you name it. It's all in that book. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that in the new year, and who knows, maybe another surprise later on in 2025. So stay tuned. This same bat time, same bat channel. You know the rigmarole. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel while you're at it right there. But I did mention the toy room tour, filmed that whole tour, toy room tour. I've been extremely busy the last couple of weeks with work travel and then getting ready for that, moving things around, getting it all where I want it to be. So check that out when the time does come, or as of right now on Patreon, as you know. But we also had one Matt Cardona visit the collection here. He was at my house last week, about a week ago from today. He was here checking out the collection live in person for the first time ever. Very fun to spend, I don't know, 2 hours with Matt or so. I think he was here shooting the breeze, looking at the collection. They will have a Major Wrestling Figure podcast vlog on my collection as well. Probably sometime next year, I would imagine. But a lot of fun there. And no, Matt didn't charge me. A lot of people said, oh, how much did you pay for him to come over? No, I didn't have to pay him to come over. I didn't have to pay him for a picture. He did come down here and do the intro out of the goodness, kindness of his heart. He's not the Grinch. Come on, guys. But he did the intro for the Super 7 Ultimate Matt Cardona, which we unboxed on the channel this week. Very nice of him to do the intro. If we would have had more time, he would have sat in for the whole unboxing, but he had to get to the show. He was wrestling, so I went and watched him wrestle. You can see that, a little bit of that in the toy hunt video I released this week on YouTube, so check that out. Thanks to Matt Cardona for coming over. A good time. Look for more on that in the future, but a lot of fun having Matt over, and I think Matt was pretty surprised by everything. I don't know if he'd ever really seen, I think he's seen my videos, but never really watched my videos, and there's a lot of people that way. I get comments all the time. about my channel and stuff like that, and people obviously they make assumptions, they have some opinions, but they've never watched, so that's always fun too. And I think Matt was kind of in there, and Matt even said at one time, and I've met Matt like 20 times in my life, but he's like, gosh, you're taller than I thought you were. I thought you were standing behind that desk. And I mean, come on, I'm sitting here. Everybody, am I sitting? Do I need to stand up? Maybe. I don't know, but I am sitting behind this desk, and I've had that question before at toy shows. Man, Kyle, you're very tall. I thought you were a lot shorter. Well, I am sitting for these reviews. Spoiler alert right there. Talked about Minnesota already. The Mitten Toys vlog, that is coming very soon. But man, this cold weather, man, it was getting to me. I must be getting old. My bones is freezing, just freezing. Wild times up there in Minnesota. But then this week, of course, 'tis the season once again. Santa Claus, me and the wife and the kids, we went and visited Santa this week. So hopefully you're getting your Santa visit in if that is your thing. Of course, on the good list once again. That's a lot of years in a row on the good list. But, you know, if the shoe fits, you wear it. We know how that one goes there. But that is a bit of the housekeeping here. Now we got to get into it. I said last week, guys, no question of the week. No questions came through. Well, I got bombarded with questions this week. So we got question of the week here. Got so many questions here, I might take all those questions, plus any questions you want to throw in the comments this week, and maybe I'll do a separate Q&A video for the year end or something like that of just all these questions. So if you want to be in the year end question of the week, questions video, separate question video, put your question in the comments down below. But now I got to bring my wife in. Let's get after it. Let's get after the question of the week. All right, my wife is here. That means it's time for the mailbag. Angie, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. And Angie, you've missed me. I've been gone all week. You didn't know what to do without me around the house. It was so lonely, so quiet, and you were saying I want to do reviews all week, and I wasn't here. I wasn't here.
Out of practice.
So now we're back at it. We're back in the game. I'm back in the saddle again, doing a lot of reviews this weekend, trying to get caught up on things. You know how it goes. But we do got the question of the week, and Angie, this one kind of involves you, so I'm going to read the question, and you can help answer this one.
Oh, great.
So, question of the week, and I will say, question of the week, you want to be a question of the week, put your question in the comments of this very video. You too could be the question of the week. And I got so many questions this week, I'm going to save these, and whatever questions are in this week's, I'm going to do a special one-off video of just questions. So we'll have that in the future here on the channel. So keep sending your questions, we'll be ready for them. But Angie, are you ready to listen?
I was trying to sneak to get a little head start.
Oh, this one comes from Nelly. Oh, Nelly. Haven't heard from him in a long time. He's blowing up the scene.
Band-Aid on the face.
You love Nelly. Nelly P. 2622. Question of the week. With Christmas right around the corner. We're a Kwanzaa family, actually, though. I think that's the truth. No. Christmas right around the corner. What does your family get the guy who already has the coolest figures as soon as they come out? You must be really hard to shop for. They must avoid action figures altogether because just figuring out what you already have would be a huge job. And that's definitely, usually my dad usually gets me some action figures. I usually just tell him, hey, I want this. And I send that their way. But let's see. Angie, am I really hard to shop for? Yes. And Angie, are you getting me anything for Christmas this year? No.
Well, I think we kind of decided we might not, but
we never get each other really anything for Christmas or birthdays or anything like that.
nothing major.
No.
We'll be like, let's buy a snowblower or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, was it 2 years ago? We got a microwave. It's like, hey, we really need a microwave. Let's just
An oven or something.
get a microwave or an oven. Yeah, it was an oven. That's the kind of stuff we get each other. So we don't go all out and we're trying to buy stuff because you never know. You never know what somebody wants. So usually we go in on something we need to do. Like, hey, we got to get, like you said, a snowblower, oven, microwave. This year, we haven't really decided anything, did we? Maybe a snowblower. I keep saying we got to get a snowblower. Or I think we also said shots for the dogs. We got to get that done too. That's always expensive, like $600-700. Yeah, just put our money towards that. And really, that's a present for the dogs. The presents of longer life, I guess, is what they get. Anything?
So, yes. So.
Oh, I thought you were
I was trying to think what the question was.
what does your family get? So that's kind of what we get. And I am hard to shop for, yes.
Well, many a times I've bought you something, and you usually already have it, or you'll be like, how much did you pay for this? So you'll be like, I could have got it cheaper.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes.
But the main things I buy you him shoes. He hates spending money. Is that a trivial thing, or would you like necessity? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Necessities. Like, I hate buying socks and underwear and shoes and pants and stuff like that. Like, I don't mind buying a concert shirt. I don't mind buying a heavy metal shirt or something, but anything I need, like work stuff, like work shirts.
Wear it till it's in the ground.
Yeah, I'm like, I just hate spending my money on stuff like that, which is so weird, but I think a lot of collectors especially are that way. A lot of guys are that way too. I hate spending my money on that kind of stuff. And then you, I never know what to buy you. You're pretty easy. It's like, because you go to Starbucks every single day, or you go to Hyper. It's like, oh, here's a $50 Starbucks gift card, because I know you're going to use that as much as I hate it.
I love that.
Yes, that's the other one. We usually get you the pedicures, manicures. You love that kind of stuff. You love sexy outfits, of course, as well. You're a big fan of that. Who knows what else?
I buy you stuff for your beard.
Yeah, you always got. I'm backed up. I got a couple years worth of beard stuff going on. I might need some hair ties maybe in the future. What else? What else? That's about it.
You do need some new Vans.
And maybe the checkered Vans, of course. There's these sweet pink ones I really want, but they only make them in kid sizes, unfortunately. But man, I'd love those pink Vans. Would be a good one. But I don't know. I don't really need a whole lot of stuff. That's for sure. Snowblowers.
He's like an old man. I'll get him some summer nuts.
I'll eat some nuts and some summer cheese and crackers. I love that kind of stuff.
A little basket.
Yeah, a good apple pie or pecan pie. I like that kind of stuff. That's a good present. Besides that, nothing really. And if you guys want to send me a present, somebody buy me a snowblower. I'm looking at one of these ones with the take batteries, but I just can't pull the trigger and I can't decide which one I want. It's just a frustrating experience, and any day, it's really tempting fate. It could snow any day and my back's not going to take a full day out in the yard, and the kids aren't going to help. They're no help. They're worthless. They're worthless.
It's freezing rain here today.
Yeah, it's freezing rain today. So that's that question. Angie, thank you for your help once again. Now we're going to the mall. We're going to a toy show, the mall. I'm going to get dinner. Oh, it's going to be a great night. We're going to do that. And all right, fine. All right, I'll pay. And then Saturday night's main event tonight as well. Oh, boy, Jesse Ventura. I can't wait to see that. But there it is. That's the question of the week. If you want to be the question of the week, once again, put it in the comments of this very video, and you too can be the question of the week. So until next week, Angie, goodbye. See you guys real soon. And, of course, up next is the weekly purchases. All right, time for weekly purchases. And this is one of the things I was going to talk about at the beginning. So I guess I'll talk about it now. Better late than never. You guys know I've been holding on to all my clip ties this year. From Todd McFarlane, Clip Tie Genius over there, of course. I've been hanging on to all those, and then other ones I've had from Hasbro's and stuff. I save them after every unboxing, and I've been saving them all year. So the year's not up yet. We're getting there. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there, Bob Dylan style. But I got them all in this ringside Defender case. Look at all these twist ties. This is all of them, all jammed up here. There is a lot. And honestly, I gotta say, I thought there'd be more this year. But here we are. They are all inside here. And I think by the end of the year, and we'll probably do this maybe early next year, but I'm going to weigh this. And whoever can guess the correct weight down to the ounce will win a special prize. I'm not sure what that prize will be. It'll be a figure of some kind or something. But it'll be a fun game for us all to play. But we're going to do this. We're going to have the guess how much these clip ties, clip strips, whatever we're going to call them. Clip ties? Okay, clip ties. Whatever they weigh at the end of the year, we'll pick one winner. And I guess if multiple people guess the same number, we'll have to figure that out too. Maybe I'll draw out of a hat out of the people that guess the same number. I don't know. But pretty cool to have all these all year long. Been saving them. Absolutely wild. Maybe I'll keep saving them. It's like Pee Wee Herman and his rubber band ball. It could be something like that. But wanted to put that out there. More on that in the future. I'm sure I'll make a post and stuff. But should be a fun game. Everybody can guess, and we'll give the winner some kind of fabulous prize. And speaking of fabulous prizes, Walmart got to get a deal this week. Starting off weekly purchases with the brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer layer. Well, guess what? This somehow went on clearance for $15 at Walmart online. I think it used to be $80 or so. Not something I desperately needed in my collection, but I was like, for 15 bucks, you know what? I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this. However, I'm not a Walmart member. I'm not doing that whole rigmarole. Don't get free shipping unless you spend $30. So I said, you know what? I'm buying 2 of these, and the second one I'm going to donate to Toys for Tots. My wife and kids and I got a bunch of figures, everything's stored up. Tuesday, there's this big Toys for Tot thing, and we're going to bring all that stuff for Toys for Tots. And I thought, man, how cool would it be for some kid to get this thing? $15. Man, this is a big deal for a little kid under the Christmas tree. So I got one for me and one for Toys for Tots. I felt that was the right thing to do, and I got a ton of figures donating this year for Toys for Tots, as I always go through and get rid of a lot of stuff to Toys for Tots and things that maybe the kids would want a little bit more than me. So there you go. But I got 2 sewer layers through the door this week. Also, finally came across Krusty the Clown. Yes, the clown with the heart of gold. Picked up Krusty the Clown this week on my travels. Also, finally found this at a Walmart. The hunt is over. It is the Lightning Lad Platinum Edition. So finally got that, Todd. That was eluding me. Finally came across him this week. Also, got to get a deal out there. You know how that goes. $11.81 in the clearance aisle at Walmart. It is one Kenny Omega Supreme. $11.81. I'm not leaving it for that price. Obviously, these Supremes, we can do different looks for the characters. I'm going to just make him in a different look, I guess is what I'm going to do. But Kenny Omega through the door at Walmart, and I think it was Faribault, Minnesota. Oh, it's cold up there, that's for sure. And then the last piece of round number 1, we got a little Mondo action. We got Cyclops. Now, we got the X-Men Animated Series Cyclops last week. This is the more old school Cyclops this week. So I got some Mondos to unbox here on this very channel. But I got him through the door while I was away as well. But that is round number 1. Now we move our attention over to round number 2 of weekly purchases. Whoa, whoa, stop the clock. Back again, breaking in with a hot mail call full of surprises and mistakes on my end, I guess. And we'll get into it and let's dive in. But let's start it off with our friends from Jakks Pacific. You know me, I'm just a Jakks guy going way back in the day. But Jakks sent me a little care package today. Maybe we'll do a video on this in the future. But it is Bendy and the Ink Machines. Got a little plush doll, I guess we'll call this. Now, my kids loved Bendy and the Ink Machine. I think one of my daughters, one of them, not sure which one, I get them confused, one of them still does like Bendy and the Ink Machine. So this will live on in their bedroom for sure. We got this little plushie and then got something very, very cool. Look at this big book. It looks like a huge oversized book full of action figures here. So we're going to do a video. We're going to take a look at this. Stay tuned to this. Bendy and the Illusion of Living. Oh my gosh, sounds crazy. Sounds wild, no doubt about it, but thank you, Jakks Pacific, for sending me this Bendy stuff. Of course, you can find them on Amazon, you can find them at Target, Walmart, all the usual places you can find these Bendy figures if you were out after them. But now, get to a lot of wrestling figures that came in through the day, and I think I accidentally ordered twice. I think I ordered one set of these so long ago, I absolutely forgot about it, and here we are with a double set today. But we got one Boris Zukov ×2, the epic collection here, Boris Zukov. Oh my gosh, gonna pair well with that Nikolai Volkov. It's like a fine wine and cheese together is Nikolai Volkov and Boris Zukov, of course. How about Atsushi Onita Deathmatch Legend, which just really makes me want Terry Funk in this style figure. Looking good right there. How about Eddie Guerrero ×2? 2 Eddie Guerreros. Messed up, ordered 2 Eddies. So we got Eddie ×2. And the hits, they keep on coming, and this time they come to the Patriot. But what about the Dark Patriot? Remember him back in the GWF days? But we got the Patriot ×2. Not done there. How about Buff? He's the stuff. Buff Bagwell. Once again, ×2. How about that? And then the hits keep on coming. They just don't stop, that's for sure. As we got Bobby the Brain, the Heenan, one of the all-time greats. One of my favorite performers of all time. Mount Rushmore managers, #1 on that list, no doubt about it. Bobby Heenan ×2. And then I took, what word am I looking for here? I took advantage. How about that? They had a 15% code at Figure Collections for Black Friday. I did grab Buff Bagwell in the paint variant right there. And I did grab what some people do say is the worst retro figure of all time, the former Cella Hornswoggle figure. Ooh, it's a rough one, but we'll unbox it on the channel eventually. Ooh, ugly. But man, little ugly when you're doubling up, I guess, on this stuff. But I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with these, I guess, in the future there. But we got a whoa, 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 stop the clock, late breaking weekly purchases pickup. All right, time for round number 2 of weekly purchases. Looks like we're going to be a 3-rounder, almost to the championship rounds this week. But I did get the Ghost of Christmas Past figure obscura through the door this week. Now, once again, a Christmas story. I'm not super familiar with it. We had to call in the big guns, my dad, for Marley last year. I'm going to make the call. No promises, folks. There's no promises, but I'm going to make the call. Say, Dad, you know your Dickens. I need some help. I need some help over here. I can see if maybe he would do a Christmas unboxing. We'll see if we can call my dad out of retirement. You saw this week, he was surfing my couch. Then we get to the couch and, oh, Todd and Mark aren't here today, but we got a special guest on the couch.
You know, I've been homeless for about 4 days, so I've been couch surfing, and this is my 4th couch. Todd and Mark, we're here. I don't know if it was my outstanding persona or the fact that I haven't taken a shower in 4 days, but they got up and left. So, seemed like nice guys, but it was very brief, very brief. Anyway, back to the book. I think I'm on chapter 6.
And from what I heard, the boys over there, of course, Mark, Todd, you weren't there when my dad was over, but what do you think about my dad jumping on the couch there? Mark, I heard you were a little upset. Not true? Oh, it wasn't true at all. Todd, what about you? You are the gangster of the couch, of course. It's your couch, and he better not sit on it ever again. Ooh, oh, those are fighting words. You don't want to mess with my dad. He's 6'8". You can't teach that, as we have said before. Oh, you're just kidding? Oh, you forgot how tall he was? Yeah, it's probably a good idea, Todd McFarlane, but I think there's enough room for both of you. That's an oversized couch for sure. The whole family can fit on that. So my dad takes up about 2 people, but you'd be okay with 1 there. So Todd and my dad, I'm sure, good friends at the end of the day. So we'll say, Dad, everybody wants to see it. Let's do it. Let's get after it. Let's get that done. Main event showdown this week, Stone Cold, Kevin Owens, because why not? Why not at this point, I guess. Old school, one of the only figures I was missing from this set as I dropped some stuff, of course. Found this one for $13 ship. I will unbox the whole line of this on the channel one of these days, or maybe never. We'll see what happens. It is the original San Francisco toy maker, vibrating Hulk Hogan NWO edition. Through the door this week, the Hulkster. $13 shipped. I couldn't pass that one up. I think I'm complete, or I could be missing the Hall and Nash 2-pack. I got to double check on that one there. Have a little autograph action this week. I've had this figure in my collection for a while, but the old Deathmatch King himself, Matt Cardona, while he was here, he did sign this for me. And guess what? No charge. No charge. He's not a Grinch. But don't ask him for no charge. I think it's a $80 combo, pal, is what he does say. But he was nice enough. He was over here. He was nice enough to sign that, do the opening for the video. Salt of the earth right there. Rush Collectibles. I know about the most controversial toy line in the history of toy lines, it feels like, in the wrestling space. But I did get the Chris Van Vliet from Rush Collectibles this week. We will check this out on the channel. You guys, if you watch the French Angel video, leaps and bounds over the Larry Zbyszko's Roadblock Bronson Reed figures, of course. We'll see how this Chris Van Vliet is on the channel, so stay tuned for that unboxing to come sooner rather than later. My trip to Minnesota, Owatonna, shout out to Owatonna. I did come across Captain America, the only one I was missing from the Secret Wars. Amazing looking figure. Can't wait to dive into that one a little bit more on the channel. And of course, the rest of the Secret Wars line probably coming this week to the channel, so stay tuned for that as well. Good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson, went to visit his old friend Hornswoggle this week, and on the road, he found me my Mint Ultimate Warrior. So I was very happy to get the Ultimate Warrior Mint. I got the loose one, we unboxed it on the channel, but now I got my minty one for my Warrior collection. And then I actually found another one on my Minnesota adventure this week, so shout out to the Warrior. And old David C., he found me the Orange Cassidy Chase as well on his trip out there. So got Orange Cassidy. Very crazy up there in Minnesota. I was looking at the Minnesota, there's a Minnesota Toy Posse Facebook group. People are posting, they're finding the chases, finding all this stuff. And I was like a day behind all these places. So the next day I'm going to the store. I'm like, well, yesterday I saw they found a chase here. So I guess there's not going to be anything. And that's pretty much how it went out. Just terrible luck. I was a day behind all over this area as I did my work travels throughout Minnesota. That's the way it does go. But I did pick up something at Mitten Box Toys this week. I keep saying I'm getting out of the Storm collectibles, and now I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just getting these monster-type figures. I love people with forearms, especially four-armed females. Did get Shiva this week through the door. Minted Box up there in Stillwater, Minnesota. Grabbed her while I was up there. So shout out to Minton Box Toys there for old Shiva. And then, of course, this week, Modulock through the door, Entertainment Earth, using discount code Kyle. Saved myself 10%. You got to wait for it to go hot off the truck and save 10% right away. You got to mint one and got one to unbox as well. So I got 2 different Modulocks for the collection. And that is round number 2, which means, what's next? Round number 4, Todd? Oh no, it's round number 3 per Mark Summers. All right, time to dive into the final round of weekly purchases. Round number 3, and let's kick it off with a little Todd McFarlane from the couch. My McFarlane Toy Store order did come through. I did get the gold label, bronze edition, nightmare edition, Batman Vampire. I'm a sucker for those Batman Vampires. Got that one through the door this week, of course. Also got the brand new Batman Beyond. I'm not a Batman Beyond guy, but I'm going to have one just to represent my collection. This will be that one. Got Batman and Ace the Bat Hound. Looking very good right there. And then, of course, Batman. What, the Noel Batman? Perfect for the Christmas season, I guess. So I got those from the McFarlane Toy Store. How about Ringside Collectibles? Deal after deal going on. Cyber sale number 3, whatever you want to call it. Christmas sale number 3 going on right now. But I did get the Sting, Jack the Ripper Sting through the door. You know me, I'm a little stinger. Can't wait to dive into that one there. How about the latest from the vault? Got Yokozuna. My Yokozuna Chase is actually coming tomorrow, but I got the regular Yokozuna there. CM Punk, a very popular performer, as we do know. A lot of people looking forward to that one. Shawn Michaels, the old Defining Moments, getting another lease on life here, part of the vault. And finally, the Hulkster, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, getting another lease on life, this time with the beautiful hot dog tan. So that is the new From the Vault set going on right now. And then we're not done. Entertainment Earth using discount code Kyle. I did get the new Masterverse versions of the Skelecon. Ended up picking up 2 of the Skelecons this week. A little bit of an army builder on that one. Can't wait to dive into that figure as well. And that's it for over here. Last but certainly not least, we're going back to the wrestling retro game. We're going to our friends over there at KWK. We did get the Conquistadors, or is it Edge and Christian? You never know, but we got the Conquistadors right here. Retro Conquistadors. I tell you what, I've told you that Mantar is an amazing figure. Could be my favorite retro figure this year. That's going to be one of the most difficult top 10s to do at the year end. But love the Conquistador Uno and Dos. And I, of course, also got their capes. Of course, cape season, Lando Calrissian style, puts them right up to the top of the game whenever you add a cape with somebody. But that is it. That is the weekly purchases this week. A very, very busy week. Like I said, I was on the road. I got a lot of catching up to do. Got a toy show to hit today. So I got a lot going on, as most of you probably do as we gear up for the holidays. But a lot of content to come here on the channel, and especially to Patreon the next couple of weeks. This weekend, I'm pretty much locking myself in the basement and filming videos around the clock. That's what I'm going to be doing. Got a lot of top 5s, a lot of top 10s, a lot of stuff to unbox, stuff before this. A lot of work. You got to put in the hours. We know how that goes. So I will be getting that all done, hopefully. Well, the job's never done, really. But I'm going to have a lot of that content coming to Patreon, as you know. A lot of stuff. So be ready for that, Patreon members. But a lot going on. Of course, check out the Patreon. Don't forget to like this video. You made it this far, you might as well subscribe to this channel, of course, while you're at it. And let me know in the comments, what did you pick up this week? What was exciting you grabbed? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Like I said, like this one. Don't forget to subscribe to my other channel while you're at it. Check out the Patreon, ProWrestlingTees.com. Check out my new TikTok, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram. And of course, my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle. So for another week of weekly purchases, you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.